everyone. Hello.
Yes, Kethrin, you're audible.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes, Kethrin, you're audible.
Hi. 5 minutes left to start. Members to join.
Yes, our guest speaker is yet to join. Along with, we'll wait for a few more participants as well.
Okay, sure.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Shweta ma'am. How are you?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Devan.
Hi, Dr. Prachi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good and so happy to see you.
Likewise, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
a pleasure.
Likewise, and thank you so much for accepting our request. So, in the meantime, we formally start. I will just give you an introduction of, why, we have queued up this event. Actually, for this International Women's Day, we had a long, the entire week celebration, which we will be closing on Monday. So, in this series, we have tried from our side as a women empowerment club, we have tried from our side. So, to impart some knowledge or, some issues related to mental, illness or maybe, stress buster techniques, or it could be something where we have given them a platform where, they can come and they can speak. Right. So we have been doing a lot of activities, maybe 2 activities per day or an activity per day. So yeah, so like like this today's activity is all about it might be a juggle sometimes. I have been seeing you how beautifully you have been managing your work life balance, and isn't it? So but I have beautifully how you have been I'm so sorry. You have been handling everything. So like I thought, why not like get you on this platform, because many of us still juggle between the work life, and we undergo stress, and there are a lot of questions like running in our mind pertaining to a lot of things. So I thought you are the right choice, where you can tell us a lot of things, and you can answer the queries of a lot of our listeners over here.
Thank you,
So
Dr.
that's why, and we are
Prachi.
also YouTube live. So like many of them are watching you on YouTube.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prachi, and I'm really humbled, and I rather feel very have thought of me as a person to speak on this interesting topic today. And good afternoon to the teachers, students, and the members of your Women Empowerment Club who all have joined to watch the session. And this is an important and a very interesting session, because here we are talking about women entrepreneurs, which is still a novel concept, but it's gaining its footprint in India.
This meeting is being recorded.
Entrepreneurs are some of society's most radical and profound members. And for good reason. Why not? They contribute to our ever increasing standards of living, help ensure the economy continues to grow while growing their business. They feel themselves meet their goals. They help everyone else too. So why not? And women entrepreneurs, of course, we are women. We understand the importance of this subject completely. So I'm happy to be part of this interesting session. And the name incognito is actually very interesting.
One thing, let me tell you, Miss Tyagi, I have a wonderful team. Like where I cannot reach, they will already roam there, and been laid out by the team. We have been working from past 3 months. So, like I think I won't take much of time. Vaishnavi, over to you, my dear.
Yes, ma'am. Kethrin and Arjun are the moderators. They will be starting the event. And I would like to greet everyone and good afternoon, and thank you, Shweta ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Kethrin.
And I am Arjun.
Okay, today we Women in Our Club is named, but do you really understand what empowering women means? Let me help you with that. Empowering women basically is to give a woman the ability to make decisions for herself and to remove gender equality present in the society. Right. When we pour a little more on women empowerment, we come across another term, feminism, which gives women the same rights and keeps them in power with the another genders. We at Women Empowerment Club aim to be and bring the vital difference from our end and implement the right feminism. As Michelle Obama said, there is no limit to what we as a woman can accomplish. And today we, the members of Women Empowerment Club, have come here to take one step towards making a difference. And I would like to welcome you all along with us on Ignosant. We would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed guest and the faculty coordinators, Dr. Prachi Beriwala, Associate Professor, School of Management, and Mr. Rupam, Professor, School of Engineering, CSE Department, and to all the people present here. Prachi ma'am for the few words. Ma'am. Arjun, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, Kethrin, I think ma'am is not here.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Ma'am, we are inviting you for a few words, ma'am.
I guess we can move on with the thing because Prachi ma'am is not available. Women Empowerment Club at Presidency. Huh?
Prachi ma'am is not here, Arjun. You can continue. She's having some network issues. She'll be joining us back soon.
Being a part of the campaign Break the Bias, we are nearing to the end of a series of events conducted this week, Stri Utsav. We would like to welcome you all to today's event of Stri Utsav Incognito, an anonymous platform where all ask any questions and everything gets answered with our panel experts. When women dare to be powerful enough to use her strength and vision towards her ambition, that is a major step which she can take on showing her leadership skills in converting it to success. Today we have one such person, Ms. Shweta Tyagi, Chief Functionary of India Water Foundation, Sustainable Development graduate. She looks after administration, communication, programs, planning for research projects, seminars, and conferences, event planning, strategic planning, and event management. She is also involved with dissemination of awareness, understanding of water and environmental issues, interface with media and publicity. She has over 10 years of work experience in organizing national and international conferences, project implementation, monitoring, and evaluation of projects on water, sanitation, livelihood, food and security, rural and urban sanitization, water and natural resource management, climate change, etc. With international and national organization. She is also an associate editor of Focus Global, a very famous monthly e-mag. Welcome Ms. Shweta Tyagi, ma'am, to share her experience and view on women entrepreneurship.
Thank you so much for a wonderful introduction. I'll just rectify one error. I have 20 years of experience, not 10 years. I've been working in this field for last 20 years. No problem. You might be having the old biodata. Anyway, to start with this interesting session, in recent years, women have become more and more interested and involved in entrepreneurship. The role of women in our society has changed drastically in the past few decades and for better. Women are now occupying corporate positions previously regarded as masculine and are outpacing their male counterparts in some areas. And I'm really happy to mention this. The gender stereotypes which were prevalent in the society decades ago are breaking slowly, but it's happening gradually. But there is still a long way to go. While they have proven themselves to be successful proprietors, there is still so much more progress to be made and opportunities to be sought, to be snatched. In many ways, female entrepreneurship has only just begun. When women are at the forefront of entrepreneurship, I believe innovation is enhanced, productivity surges, creativity expands, and the economy ultimately grows. Women constitute around half of the total Indian population, but their participation in the economic activity is only 25%. According to Forbes India, women comprise about 30% of senior corporate management positions in India, which is notably higher than the global average. But when it comes to the gender gap, in overall workforce, India is one of the worst countries in the world. I'm really sorry to say this. It's 113th out of 135. Pathetic. Disparities still exist and are stunting the amount of economic growth that is truly possible. If these gaps were to be closed, more people could be hired, incomes would increase, new services could be offered, and more products and goods could be sold. The other side of business is a man's domain coin is that predominant social norms expect women to first and foremost look after their homes. In fact, many Indian women often do assume greater responsibility at home and spend on average 5 times as much time than men on housework, household care, and other unpaid activities, which you all girls here would understand and know. You must have seen your mothers doing the same. As juggling between both home and company can be challenging, family support is considered a core success factor for Indian female entrepreneurs. However, when women entrepreneurs become mothers, they often encounter further difficulties holding them back. On the one hand, they are not entitled to maternity benefits at certain organizations. On the other, when women start working again, they need help. And some ladies who don't have help at their end, they have to live closer or with their children's grandparents so that they can look after them. They hire nannies, but again, negative perception comes into play. And these mothers are often seen as selfish and they are made to feel guilty by their own peers. That is the worst part, It is crucial to provide equal access to education and encourage women to use their acquired skills. By joining the workforce, Indian women make the half country's population and 10% of world population. I think as a country we know and we have to find a way to employ and meaningfully engage such strong potential workforce. One big way of doing that is to encourage entrepreneurship among women, among students, female students. COVID has forced people to think disruptive, and women have shown agility and flexibility in taking on change by switching to digital divide and using it for enterprise and small business growth. And I'm sure half of our 1.4 billion population have a significant potential to lift the economy into the next phase. Policies aimed at including more women in senior and leadership positions are needed and will help women gain experiences and knowledge, which in turn will enable them to start their own businesses. In India, especially to finance and networks, because generally a business owned by women is not seen as a viable option by banks and financial institutions somehow. So this paradigm needs to be broken. More inclusive, non-discriminatory and safe work environment needs to be created. It would help retain, knowledgeable people. Women gain experience and knowledge, and the society leader have more empowerment, not in terms of just rhetoric. When we speak about women empowerment, it should come out of that rhetoric, empowerment, always we speak. But what exactly is empowerment? I feel if a woman is financially independent, it itself makes her empowered. And that is at the base of every women empowerment plan that I read and the policies that we discuss at global levels, at UN, at India country level. I think financial independence is very important. And if you turn into entrepreneurs, automatically that comes into picture. And measures to improve the safety of public spaces is of utmost importance. So that at least women can commute between their homes and offices without the mental load of having to always worry about their security. When everyone works together to eliminate these gaps and barriers to success, it's a win-win situation for both business owners and society as a whole. If women-owned businesses can generate trillions of dollars of revenue, even as these disparities prevail, imagine what the result would be if they no longer existed. This only shows us that economic growth is still at a starting line. And I humbly advise all my co-women and girls not to conform to pressure, but to crack through conformity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful words. It is inspiration for all of us to hear you. Now, we have a set of questions which we received through our incognito platform. So, ma'am, I'll start with the questions.
Please.
Thank you, ma'am. So the first question is that, what do you think that women in corporate?
Not just in corporate field, we have been hearing about the pay disparity in sports, in films, in the film industry, which you call it, everyone is speaking about the pay disparity, because ultimately it's a patriarchal thinking that it's a man's world. He decides what happens. When we talk about the film industry, they always say that men are paid more because they are able to deliver 100 crore movies on their own. But when we talk about sports, what is the difference there? Both are delivering the same kind of, even Serena Williams is winning Wimbledon. Similarly, Djokovic is winning the Wimbledon. So what's the difference? Why this pay disparity? This needs to change completely. And at corporate structure, I don't think this disparity is at such a level as it was earlier. It has broken. Women are now getting paid, I'll not say, if not equally, at least at par with what we could not have expected 10 years back. And I'm sure it will improve. This patriarchal thinking has been ingrained in our minds since ages, and it's not going to go away just by some speeches or some, rhetorics. It will go eventually, and gradually it will go, but it will take time. It is happening.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving to the next question, ma'am. Usually we see that our mothers, homemaker, right? So they, entire day they give, they work for us, giving a good service and all to us. But sometimes we neglect all those work hard, and we think that whatever is there, our father or our senior guardian, they all are doing. So what you feel, should a housemaker or wife be paid or given salary for the daily course of work they do?
Why not? Whatever she is doing out of love. But nobody understands that, because you cannot show that emotion. She's slogging from early morning, from preparing breakfast for school going and college going kids, till she's the last one to sleep at night. I think her job is, 24/7, have a leave. So she is somebody who needs to be celebrated every day. Her work is the toughest, and why not pay her? I think we have a lot during interactions also, but I don't think it's going to happen. To be very frank, it's going to happen, but it should happen. That is something which I feel very strongly about. But for that to happen, it's important that our boys understand that, okay, my wife is slogging throughout the day, so it again comes up to the same thing, that how you're bringing up your boys, what you're teaching them. Finally, they are going to be the father.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as we are Indians, and surrounded with the multi-diversity culture, right? Like some cultures, they have their different aspect for their woman being like for their housewife or woman, right? So most of the culture, like I will tell this specifically, like for the Marwari cultures, right? I have several friends. Their culture is like their wife should be stay at home. No further, for planning and all. What my question is, why should always a woman sacrifice after the wedding? Being they have still, like they have lots of dreams to achieve, because they are also qualified these days. Every woman, they are getting a good education. After education, they feel that we can do or we should try something new, right? But when it comes after marriage, they just close the gate, right? So why this kind of thing? Like,
see, Kethrin, the question that you're asking is has been asked by every meeting, But difficult to answer this question. We cannot generalize one community for that only Marwadis, it's happening. A lot of my Marwadi friends are entrepreneurs in themselves. They are into jewelry designing, they are into, they're designers, they're running industries. Some of my friends, they're running industries as well. And a lot of them have started startups. So we cannot generalize one community per se. And another thing which I would like to tell you is it's for the girl to decide. When she's getting married, what is the discussion she's having with the boy? Because now those days are gone when parents used to fix everything for them without even making the girl and the boy speak with each other. Everyone speaks. Now they're meeting, they're talking on phone. So why not talk about career options as well? And if you think you're from a family where your parents are not going to support your decisions, so for that matter, I think all of the family, and if the girl feels so strongly about her career, then slowly and gradually she should be, putting this into the brains of their parents that ultimately this is what I'm going to do. So you better understand that. Otherwise, things are not going to go as you want them to go. So,
but yes, ma'am. But compared to men, women face more difficult regarding this, ma'am.
True, that's true, because women are considered second citizens. So
yes,
this is so responsibility of everything ultimately is on women only. Yes. How they tend and bring up their sons. If we put our sons on a pedestal, bring them up as privileged candidates for home service daughters, then of course this change is never going to happen in the boy's mind that you have to work with the girl as well. If I have a daughter, my son has to equally help. If some guests are there, why would I ask only my daughter to help me in setting the table and doing other things? Why not my son? So this has to be ingrained into the minds since childhood. It cannot happen जब लड़का बड़ा हो गया हम सोचेंगे अच्छा ना हो भाई तुम बिल्कुल स्मार्ट मॉडर्न हो जो ऐसा नहीं है. Has to be ingrained since only.
Yes, ma'am. In Hindi word, there is one word parvarish, like how we grow our children.
True.
Yes, according to that, put that into.
So we have every talks about, Kethrin, when we talk about rape, about Eve's teasing that happened. This is what everyone speaks to bring up your sons with that thinking that they have to respect women. They don't have to objectify women, and this ultimately depends on the mothers in the family. This is their space. I think so. Because generally most of the upbringing is done single-handedly by mothers only. Fathers are just passive, parents in India. I'm sorry to say this, but this is the truth.
Yes, ma'am, this is the truth. And it will take time to, things to get changed.
It will take time.
Moving to the next, no parents personally want to discriminate between their kids, but without realizing they do sometimes, right? So what do you think? What's the solution?
This happened because this patriarchy has been ingrained into our heads since childhood, even women. I'm not saying about men, forget men. If we talk about women also, mothers will also call their daughters only if somebody's there for dinner. Okay, come on, beta, help me in this, help me in that. They'll never call their sons. So this is something which has been ingrained in all our heads. It's very difficult to break that ceiling, but that needs to happen. That needs to happen. That can happen only from families. When parents teach, and of course, it also happens through example.